everyone. So this is the February show. Told you I was gonna do once a month. It's another masked one. Now it's an absolutely beautiful day here in Riverside, and I feel really bad for that because the rest of the country's in pretty bad shape with the cold weather. People have been out power without a week, and it's really tragic. But it's been beautiful here, so I take advantage of it and walk around. I'm going to tell you about a project that I'm working on at a very special place. This building behind me was the RCC science building 20 years ago when I was taking science classes. And those science classes really kind of shaped who I am in many ways. I didn't have the cut or the will to be a professional scientist, but science is not a job. Science is a lifestyle. It's just some people are so good at it they manage to get paid. Like a surfer, surfing's not a job, but there are professional surfers. Science isn't a job, it's a lifestyle. It's for everyone. But if you're good, you can make money. I wasn't good, but I also didn't try. But this building right here is where I took some of these most formative classes that I took. And I'm very proud to say that my uncle was a professor with many of those classes, Dr. Terry O'Neill. And we're working on a project together, and because I'm on campus, that's why I have the mask. We're working on a project together. He's now retired. We're working on a project together that is one of the coolest classes he taught. It's called Modern Physics. And it is the physics that you would get about as high level as a community college like this would go. He goes a little bit higher and stuff, but it's really the physics of the 20th century. And it was such a special class because it's really the class where it tells you all your intuition and all of is wrong. Like how mechanics work and how really small things work and really fast things work. Your intuition doesn't help you there. It didn't help scientists, and then they had to go and reinvent it. And that's really what the class is about. But we're doing it on YouTube. We're filming it, and the entire class you can get on YouTube. We did it last year when the COVID outbreak started, but I didn't quite have the equipment. I used some microphones and stuff, but we're doing this in a classroom now. It looks a lot better. It sounds a lot better. And not only that, I think you missed the first 5 weeks in that one. So I'm gonna let you folks know. I'm gonna cut to me in the classroom, kind of showing you me in the classroom because that's what I filmed. But I'll send a link in the description where you can follow the playlist. It's really cool, and my goal is eventually we'll do other ones as well. If you look, you can see his basic physics class. But this one is called Modern Physics with Dr. Terry O'Neill. Check it out. I'm walking around downtown Riverside. It's a beautiful day. There's downtown. I'm gonna go take some photos and stuff and some more video. So I'll meet you. Yeah, it is just so nice downtown. At first I didn't like this mask because it's like flowers or whatever, but it's different. It's like leaves, green leaves. But I actually really like it for the simple fact that it's different. Anytime I go somewhere, it distinguishes me. An issue with the mask is that it removes part of your face and people can't recognize you. But if you have a mask that's kind of unique, people will recognize you. But it's just a beautiful day, downtown Riverside. And I hope you guys liked the last one where I did all the art show stuff. This one, kind of more about the science project that I have going. And kind of want to tell my thoughts of how I'm making it. My attitude is I took these classes when I was 18, 19, 2003 I took it. And I'm filming it from the point of view of a student who would want, that's how I would want to watch it. So it's kind of an interesting thing. I remember Clint Eastwood saying people ask him what kind of movies he makes. And he says, I just make the kind of movie I'd like to watch. That always kind of resonated with me. And I don't know how my shadows are looking. And I thought I'm going to make science videos how I'd want to watch them. And I wish something like this was there when I was taking these classes, because it is such a huge help to watch the lecture 5 times. At your leisure. You don't have to remember what was it. I wasn't a morning person in the morning class. Class is only going to be as good as my memory and my notes. And neither one of those are very good. So I think this kind of eliminates that. But overall, I'm really happy with how they look now. And the project I wanted to do with this channel was I wanted to interview people and really showcase people. If you watch my Showcase Sunday on Instagram, which you should, people doing cool things, people doing interesting things, people doing what they wanted. And I wanted to interview retired professors about their life's work. Because a lot of times they made really cool stuff, and maybe they published it, but it's not a publication you're going to read or I'm going to read. So the attitude is kind of a sharing it with the world, so to speak. So filming my uncle, it's a really cool project, but I realized there's so much opportunity with like retired academics who had some specialty, because so often their stories are never told. And the books that were published in, you know, if someone did really cool work in the 60s or 70s, it gets published in some journal, and then where does it go from there? You know, they taught, and that's their legacy, and it's an amazing legacy. But, you know, I think it'd be really cool to do, like, you know, either interviews or just full-blown where they get to tell their piece. And I thought that'd be such a cool content. So much of like my various travels through life, I've encountered a lot of people who've done a lot of really cool things, a lot of like remarkable things, and they've always had so much interesting things to say about it, or just stories about it. You know, and that one, I wanted to make that one of the focuses of the channel, where it's about me, and it's about me carrying a camera while going on a nice long walk, which you should do, by the way. Your hips need walking, your legs need walking. But I wanted to make it about other people, and other people who got, like, my whole thing is they got to do what they wanted out of life, and what they did was really neat. I've got friends who are celebrities, at least they're celebrities to me, but they are celebrities, and who owe me, by the way. And I've got friends who, you know, successful academics who published really neat things, did really cool research. And like I said, what always bothers me about academia is that it usually doesn't leave those circles when it should. You know, I mentioned it's like being a scientist is a lifestyle, not a job. And I'm not saying that to insult scientists. I'm saying we should all be scientists. It's only some of us are so good they get paid at it. And for as important as it is in sharing amongst colleagues and peers, the regular rest of the population needs to be included. And when they're not included, I think that's part of the anti-science mentality that we see right now. There's so much cool shit going on in research universities, and we don't even know. And it's almost as if we don't even matter. But we should. Like I've always said, like I think every research lab, as part of their funding, as part of, you know, a funded operation, there should be an entire program that they do where it's the layman's. And like at UCR, you know, in the physics building, there's all these research groups. Well, that's really cool, but there should be a layman production where they tell you what they're up to. Because I bet you it would inspire people. Like science, like it says, you know, science is a lifestyle. And when people feel like they're included, they want to participate. And like what I really like what we're doing, it's not for the total layperson, but it's good enough. But I wanted to do a layperson video on every research group I've seen. Like I was on a research group in 2004. I had just turned 20, and that was a long time ago. Yeah, it was almost 20 years ago. I'm almost 40. But what we did was really cool. And you know, the people there were great. But I wish there was a layman, like a Carl Sagan, who said, "This is the so-and-so research lab, and this is what they're doing," from the point of view where a kid in high school could see, yes, this stuff is going on. And how this applies to like my beautiful city of Riverside, which it's like 5 p.m. and it's like in the high 60s. I'm sorry, folks back east and the rest of the country. It's so beautiful. I had to be out hiking around today. I haven't gotten to do this in a long time, and to get to do it was blue skies. But I digress. You know, since my channel's about me and what's on my mind, and now it's this video, I guess it's going to be about the academic project I'm working on. And I'm not much of an academic. I wasn't a great student, but still can appreciate it. This is where I went to middle school. Looks completely different now for the most part. I think that building might have been there, but I don't remember it. Well, actually it wasn't, because I was in middle school in 96 to 98, which I imagine for some people watching this was before you were born. So it's ancient history. But while I'm taking this little walk, this illustrates a really important point. What goes on here, what goes on at the university, are really the same thing. And at the university level, there should be something that inspires the people from here, the kids from here, to grow up in 10 short years to do the stuff at the university. You know, those research projects. And well, it's all different. But they do those research projects, and that's why I really think there needs to be a layman explanation of these neat projects. So there really wasn't a whole lot to this video. I owe you guys one a month. I owe myself one a month. I don't know if you guys are watching this, but you should. And you should also subscribe, and you should press like on all my videos. And you should follow me on Instagram at Riley O'Neill. Just kind of want to keep you up to date with the projects. I have this new lens for the Nikon Z50. It's a 50mm 1.8, which I'm not used to doing fixed lenses except on this lovely GoPro here, which hopefully this doesn't look too dark. I don't have the damn flippy screen, and it's like 80 bucks. I don't know if I should get it because I have to have the big mic. There's no room for it, but I'll figure something out. But yeah, and the fixed lens camera, I'm doing night photography, and I normally I've done a little bit of night photography with the old P510, where I'd put on a tripod and, you know, 2-second long exposures, way zoomed in. I always liked that look, and now it's like the action of the night. But anyway, this video is really just a long, elaborate ruse to tell you to subscribe to my uncle's video channel, Dr. Terry O'Neill. You should give it a follow. And if you have any friends who are taking physics classes, you should send it their way. My goal with it is eventually we'll do everything he's done, and it'll be a resource for anyone from high school level to, you know, true academic level. But like I say, I want to emphasize that science is a lifestyle, not a job. I heard that on a podcast, and then I added my little but some people are good enough to get paid for it, which I feel is true. But anyway, that's the video. That's all I wanted to say. I will see you next month unless I make another one.